Hey folks, Seth here with One Board Dad. It's time for some more Minecraft. It's been a little while. I've been in world doing building, kind of fleshing out my virtual house. At the same time, I'm also working on my real house. So we've been demoing a bathroom. So I've been peeling wallpaper and pulling out toilets and getting ready going into this weekend to start trying to fix it all and put it back together. So that should be interesting. I feel like this is a little loud, maybe this way a little bit. Yeah, so been doing a little bit of work there in game. I've been trying to, you can kind of start to see the small cosmetic changes there. Actually, I went a little bit further than I thought I would. So we'll take a look at that here in just a little bit. It's pretty much all still exterior. And then there are, it's about time to get back to the actual like progression. We need to get some more tech. Mechanism's been great, but we need to start automating some stuff. So one thing I think I want to focus on today is trying to automate, and it might be PC, like piecing it together from a couple different clips, depending on how long it takes me to stumble through the process and the setup. But I'd like to get some automated gravel, get some automated dust, and get automated sifting and storing of all that stuff. That might be too much, but basically I want to get metals and things automatically from gravel and have that just happening. Especially, I should have done that before I spent hours working on house design, and then get dust going to get redstone generating, so that my supplies are all still carrying along, even if I'm not paying attention to them. So kind of taking that from the other thing that's been taking a huge amount of my time is I finally got around, I don't know, I'm like, what, a year or two? I think 2 years late to the party, but I finally got Frostpunk on Steam sale. And yeah, that's consumed a whole lot of my gaming time and my sleep time this week. So that said, that has gotten me a little bit more focused on, making sure to get the resources generating and put away in case, winter comes or something like that. So that said, let's kind of take a walk out here. Another thing I need to focus on pretty soon, just for my own sanity, is flight. Some sort of basic flight to go up and down this place. But so here we have a front door. The actual door in my house is a black door with windows on each side. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to visually in here represent doors, given that my doors are 5 blocks by 3 blocks. I know there's DecoCraft doors, so like black door, I believe I can do. And I haven't gotten around to trying out the DecoCraft stuff. I assume though that these still are the size of normal Minecraft doors, that they're 2 by 1. So my thought is to eventually get into that, stick that door like right there in the space, and then the rest of it be kind of the look of a big door. It's got somewhere a handle, little handle, boop boop, and I might move this down and make like the handle or the pseudo handle to the big door actually open the little door, something like that. Little things. But then here I'll walk off because I think it's better taken in. I think I'm not much of a builder, like I said, but I like it. I think it's looking pretty good. We'll move back even a little bit more. Mr. Donkey, hello. And there we go. There's the current progress. I think that's good, right? We lined the siding, now is looking at, I believe that's boxwood, I think is what the material is called, but it looks a little bit better. It's still not perfect if I compare back to like a picture of my actual like exterior. It should be a little bit whiter than that, whiter or paler, I guess, than that. But it works, I think, in this situation. I'm not going to go through the process of changing it all back. So we've got that. We got the roof on for the most part, and it's pretty, I'd have to go back up and look. It's pretty much front and back. I think the roof on all the sides and all the angles is done. What I haven't done is you can kind of see on the edges, there are some caps that you can put on the end that create, that's where this like little white corners coming from, is you can put covers from the mod that kind of extend the roof out a little bit, almost like a little overhang, and then you can also, it covers the wooden color that's kind of showing through. So I need to do that still, but otherwise I think the roof is mostly done. We've got the black wood shutters. Originally I was assuming I would put those kind of, I don't know what the word is, but standing out from the wall. Like it wouldn't be flush. It would be kind of proud of the wall, I guess. Is that the right word? I started playing around with it. I like this look. Like this is the best black shutters look I could really come across with. And you can't like split this into whatever be like vertical slabs or covers or things. There's probably ways that you can do it with like paint block or block painters and things like that. But I thought this looked fine. just in the wall. It's not quite right. What else? I'm still playing around with this. This is just iron sheet metal slabs, but underneath here, can I reach that? Not easily. I got one block on me. There we go. So underneath you have that kind of overhang from the black roof tile. So I was like, I don't want to see the wood. So this is my first thought, is to use the slabs of the aluminum sheet metal, and that's kind of like a gutter. So there should be gutters running along here and along the top edge and some other places as well. And then I figured at some point when I get around to it, I will get like, fluid ducts probably. That's what I was thinking. Get some of these hardened fluid ducts that are white and run them down and kind of bend them around and things. Put them where, gutter downspouts go and all that kind of stuff. So let me jump in here and turn the lights back on so I don't get jumped by anything nasty. I got attacked by a compressed zombie, and I wasn't paying attention, and all of a sudden I got surrounded. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go with that or not. I might just do like white slabs or something. I really need to also get to the Nether so I can get some quartz. I haven't found a way to get like a lot of quartz without going to the Nether first, and I just haven't done that. So I might replace it with just white quartz slabs or something. It bothers me a little bit because, I don't know how comfortable you are with roofing, but the gutters don't go under the shingles, right? They need to go outside the shingles. This would be, something's coming. Back off. If I could get my goat to attack you, I would. I think I can. I think there's like an achievement for like making goats attack bad guys. Yeah, like it shouldn't be under the roof tiles, right? It should be just outside the roof tile, so the rain falls down the roof tile, off the edge, and then into the gutter. So it bothers me a little bit. It's not like accurate in that regard, but I'll get over it. Brick here, it's a chiseled brick so that it gets to be bigger. So instead of like tight, dense bricks, it's a little bit more proportional to the size of everything. And then these are mine garage doors. I think they actually turned out pretty cool. This is, I think, white painted wood. All the materials are really simple. I tried to find something that I could get large quantities of without having to do a lot of tech. Yeah, they kind of go that way. Again, I think I'm going to I might move this space naturally over here and put like a white door in that can be opened with the levers that are there as handles anyway. Got them on both sides. So that's mostly it. We can go up to the roof. So I'm jumping around. It was a little bit of a chore trying to just figure out the roof angles and the roof intersections and where everything goes together. But I think it works. I kind of, just to leave some space to work, I extended some of the platforms out and around, but like I think I mentioned last episode, this actually slopes down in kind of the real house. So I'm trying to decide if I want to replicate that or not. I probably will put a backyard in. I am actually really liking how this build out is working. That right there is actually kind of a sunroom thing off the edge. So it's not really, I don't even know what the top of the roof looks like there. I'd have to go look out a window or something on the backside of the house. I think it's just like a flat roof. So I don't think it's sloped. Yeah, apparently I need to put a couple more things in. And then up here we got all that. So roofs. I don't know. But yeah, this worked pretty well. I liked this Chinese, what's it called? Chinese workshop roof tiles. I think they look really nice actually. And they're really pretty, I guess, I don't know, intelligent. I don't know if that's the right term. But where's the ladder down there? Where is it? I don't see it. It's right here. They're really pretty intelligent about kind of going around corners and snapping together and making the textures make sense. So it was pretty quick to get them all up there, to be perfectly honest. It just took a lot of inventory space. I guess I'll wear you. No reason not to. Yeah, so I think that is it. I guess the only other thing, is a mod called, isn't this called columns? Or co-rail pillar, it looks like. And so the only pillars I found, these are white pillars, kind of in real life, quote unquote. Well, I guess not quote unquote. In my real house, these are white pillars. They are square pillars, not rounded pillars, so that kind of bothers me. But I thought these, if they're here, they seem pretty nice. They kind of blend in well, but they need to be white. So again, another use for quartz. So I need quartz columns here instead of cobblestone or stone or anything. So I couldn't find anything else that looked decent. So right now it's just kind of placeholder, so I can get a feel for the space. But all right, that is I'm trying to check my recording software, the 10-minute tour, which was more than it probably should have been. But, that's the big like exterior stuff. I will, like I said, start working on the inside. I think what I'm going to use, I need to look through the blocks that I have available. Mostly I'm just going to try to replicate paint colors in smooth walls. That's basically what my house has in it. So maybe like a bunch of concrete, maybe terracotta, maybe. Maybe we'll go, we can't spell, but maybe just some of this colored terracotta and use these as wall colors that just get kind of close to the color of the walls that I have. Might be the way I go. And then I'll decide if I want to go into the detail, and I probably will because it kind of is something I just enjoy. Putting in like white trim around the floors and putting the carpets in the floor. I guess I do, that would be one big thing I need to do, is figure out a good flooring texture. So find a log or a plank or something that looks like the wooden floors and get the right color carpet and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting to also be then in real life doing it, you know, kind of cleaning up. I guess I could show you just because it's one of those weird things that I can do right now in the way this is set up. The bathroom that I'm tearing out in current world is right here. So the toilet would be right here. It is now a hole in the floor. I guess I could put a hole in the floor, but I don't want to. Vanity is here and is going to get painted, and the walls are all stripped of wallpaper and need to be skim coated and painted and all that good stuff. So this is an in-process location as well in real life. So it's kind of funny. It's just interesting to be able to point that out. So, all right, all of that rambling aside and done, let's talk dust and gravel. So gravel is going to be pretty easy to make. I started looking at different ways to make gravel. And there's different things. There's like hydration to turn dirt into gravel. There's the normal things like just get a crusher or a pulverizer. Where is it? Pulverizer and go through that process. You can get sand the same way, then take the gravel into the sand. It's the normal, you know, modded Minecraft cycle of turning things into other things. Because of that, there's kind of a weird thing in this pack. We don't really need sand. Sand isn't super useful. It doesn't, in the sieve, give me anything super relevant. If at some point I need a lot of prismarine shards, I can manually make a pretty large amount of sand, to be perfectly honest. So I don't see a reason to have a ton of... There might be a reason to make sand, but there's not a reason for me to sieve out a bunch of sand, I don't think. What I need to sieve is gravel to get the metals and the diamonds and things, and then dust to get the redstone. That work? Yeah, whatever. Didn't seem like it worked. But dust to get the redstone and gravel to get the metals and the diamonds and things. And then there's netherrack that we need to do quite a bit of, but there's not really a good way to make netherrack. So in large amounts, like you can do lava and redstone combined, I think gives you netherrack, but like one block at a time. So I need to do gravel. The easiest way to just get gravel in large quantities is mechanism, I think. And to do that, we would just need to make, I believe it's still called a crusher in mechanism. What is that going to be? That's going to be buckets of lava. And honestly, I don't even know. I think I have some buckets of lava in here. I haven't really done anything with like creating a source of lava just because I planned on using it for much. Yeah, I've got at least 2 buckets of lava here. I would need some real buckets. Probably not the safest way to handle the home, but it'll work for now. There we go. So 2 metal buckets of lava, I think will give me apparently a task completed. I don't know what the task was, but I did a task. And what else did I need? Here, let's mechanism. There we go. Redstones. I think I can just do that. Oh. Don't have any glass. Okay. I did not prepare my materials appropriately for this. I wasn't planning on building too many things. It's really just thinking through what it's going to look like. Do I not have, as I say, I don't need sand. Do I not have any glass? Oh, I used it. Right now, let's just do this. I think that's enough to get me by very quickly. Do I still have my engineer's hammer? I think that's actually over here. Okay. Should have pieced that all together. Yep, there we go. So I think I needed steel. Doink. There we go. So now I should be able to make the casing, make the crusher, hopefully make the crushing factory, maybe make, missing some of those, which I think is just 2 of those surrounded. There we go. So we've got the crushing factory. We're going to do probably 4 speed upgrades, 4 energy upgrades, I don't know, 8 energy upgrades. We can do more because we're going to take like an entire wind generator probably with us. Wind generator. Do gold in here? I do. Get 2 of those. I might need to make some more of these raw materials. And then don't see any of the cable yet. Can I turn that? There's really no reason to turn it into fancy cable, even though we can. So this is the basics. And then what we're going to need is, I need more lava. Do I have one more thing of lava? I need water too. Yeah, we'll just do this. I was going to make another cobblestone generator, but I've got 64 sacks of cobble that will be fine. Okay, so we've got here. Got a way to make cobblestone. We've got a way to turn cobblestone into gravel. And for right now, let's just put that down and see how quickly and effectively it all goes. We'll put this here, which means this is going to go on there. I think that'll push up and in, so we just need to accept input from the, I think that's the bottom. And then we'll just output at the top for right now. Okay, and that's working. We're gonna need, that is not gonna be big enough. What do I have to do? I can't remember to make one of the, all I can remember is small. What do I need? I need wood, lots of wood. I think I have all my, let me check over here. That might be enough. Oh. Come on. 1, 2, 3, there. Okay, and then, are you kidding me? Okay. Just having barely enough. There we go. I need to obviously set up something to automatically create a little bit more wood and store it on demand. Because nasties are going to come over and bother me if I do that. Let's go in. I need to check. I don't think there's a sleeping bag in this pack for whatever reason. So I can't just, like, wherever I am, just sleep and reset, which would be nice. I should just carry a bed with me, I guess. Clutter my inventory even further. So we'll go there. While we're at it, let's throw, whoops, that in. And then there. So that's kind of, seriously, where's my, come here. You got a bow, I don't like that. These guys actually hurt a lot. Like, they hit pretty hard. I don't know what the deal is with them. Okay, so that's going, and then upgrades, go back to speed. We could do more speed on here, I think, because if it's getting an entire generator dedicated to itself, then we can push this. Oh, we can't push it up, actually. I forgot I'm doing 5 times. We actually should probably take 1 energy back. Nope, not energy. 1 speed back. Yeah, so I think it's break even. I think it can run infinitely at this point. Yeah, it's gaining a little bit. So we can run infinitely with this wind generator, and it's still not making cobble. Oh, it's not auto eject, probably, right? There. So I'm pretty sure this is maybe not the fastest way to make gravel, but it is a definite way to make gravel, right? So this will work. All right, so we're gonna leave this here for a second. This will need to obviously be moved down to a place where I can then sieve the gravel. The question would be, do we set this up just to run here? And we could do multiples of these, right? Like it's super easy to just set these up ad nauseum and have just gravel, gravel, gravel. We could do these remotely and then basically pull the gravel together and send it somewhere so that it can be processed. Or we can build these more or less down by the auto sieves to just feed directly in there and automatically generate. I think that's probably what I will do. I don't know that I need to like fully industrialize this stuff to where we're producing, you know, thousands of ingots an hour or something ridiculous, or minute, I guess. Thousands an hour isn't really all that much. I guess to that point, I've got lots of ingots. Yeah, so I think we'll go with that for right now. This is something I can just use, get out of my inventory. Eat some squid or calamari. So I think that'll work. Like I said, I'll probably take that, move it down there, have it feed into the auto sieving process. And so instead of going into there, I mean, maybe we need an overflow or something if the sieve can't keep up with the gravel production. But if we can get that running 100% efficient on the sieves, and then that'll be good. So we'll work on that here in just a little bit. The thing that is a little bit more complicated is to get the dust. Normally in my playthroughs of Skyblock that I've done in the past, I'm used to going in that normal progression, right? You just do like a pulverizer, you go cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand, sand to dust, and you just run it through that system. As far as I can tell, you can't actually take sand into a machine and turn it into dust. I don't know why they decided that in this situation, but it looks like it's disabled as far as I can tell. So you can automatic, or like you can manually hammer it, or the only thing I see is using the material stonework factory from Industrial Foregoing to get it to work. And I've never used this, so I don't know exactly all the details, but it basically, from the description, it starts with cobblestone, like it makes its own cobblestone, and then it does processes to it. So in this case, it does basically that sequence that I was mentioning before, where it turns it to gravel by smashing it, smashes that into sand, smashes that into dust, and then nothing, and dust pops out. So this one machine will produce dust just by itself with power. So that's nice. The other thing I think would probably work, and I just haven't played around with this, is it doesn't show it here in the JEI, but there is, let's just do hammer, auto hammers from Excompressum, which should have the effect of our hammers. It just doesn't show them there. Should have the same effect as hammers. So you could feed, I think, sand into the hammer and get it to process. So what I want to work on today, though, is to get this up and running, just so I have it to play with and see if this is going to be effective. It should be something, again, power we can more or less make infinite amounts of if we need to, passively without having to set up too much. And we can make better power and like more sophisticated power instead of wind generators are pretty cheap. The mechanism wind generator is like the easy mode of Minecraft power generation, in my opinion. We can just make huge banks of that and just send the power wherever we want. But I'd like to set up at least a couple of these, see if they at least look like they'd be scalable to getting multiples of these producing dust passively. I don't even know, like, do you need to feed it like a pickaxe? I hope that's not what this means, that you don't have to actually feed it tools, because I don't like machines where you have to keep them stocked with tools, at least not in Minecraft. You know, if we're playing Satisfactory or something, then that's a different thing where that's the point. But so yeah, a lot of rambling to say that I'm going to go with the factory. What was it called? There, Stonework factory. Probably Stonework is better. Stonework. So the problem here is, for one thing, I need some more lava. So I'm gonna have to get lava real fast. I've got slime, I think specifically pink slime. I can get a furnace, I can get an iron pickaxe, I can get a crafting table, and this is iron plates and tin and glass. So that shouldn't be an issue. What's going to be an issue, though, is the plastic, as far as I can tell. So plastic, I I think the only way to get the plastic is going to be by getting rubber and smelting it. So we take the rubber. The only way to get the rubber is to either get tiny rubber or is to use this combiner. And I'm going to click on this in a second because it explains how you're supposed to do it. Then the tiny rubber we only get from latex processing units. So we use latex processing units to generate tiny rubber. We use tiny rubber, 9 of them to make dry rubber. We use dry rubber in a smelter to get plastic. And then we make tools and things out of that plastic. So, okay. So I know, let's see if I can get into it somehow. There. Nope. There. That's not really what I wanted. How do I move around in this book? That all said, I know I need a latex machine, basically. That's what this is coming down to. Or I need to figure out how to make cows turn into latex. So that's interesting. Latex cows. I need to get in the agricultural side in a little bit. But right now I'm going to stick with machines and plants. So I need a latex machine. This I think you put up against a log and it generates the latex. Now I don't know. I assume you need to give it power. Oh, and it needs water supply. Yeah, and the power. So I need power, water, and a latex generator. So let's see. I'm going to break away real quick because I know I need some of these resources, like glass is going to become a problem. Some furnaces are kind of a pain to make. So let me gather some things up real quick so we can go through this setup and see if we can get this working. So I'll be right back. Okay, that was a lot longer than I thought. So I went down a couple of rabbit holes. So I very quickly, I went ahead and made that latex processing unit, realizing that this was the wrong thing. This is the end step. So I need to get the latex first to make it process. So what I actually needed was this tree fluid extractor. So there's that. Then I kind of overlooked the fact that I also am going to need a way to give it power and a way to give it water and a way to transfer liquids between different things. So I was kind of playing around with things. The issue I was running into is finding things that would pull, like that I already had available, that would pull water out because from what I was testing, the tree fluid extractor would not actually push fluid out. So we'll see. I think I came up with something that works. So I think I've got everything that's going to be necessary. We'll go through the pieces and see if we can turn it on over here. So I probably could just use this generator, but I made another generator just for good measure. So yeah, I think that's going to be necessary in the long run. But not right now. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. I've got like no inventory space. So this is where I'm going to have water. So let's just make our water space right now so we can have some inventory. Okay, so I think I might have to move things around. Boop, boop. I think that's what's going to work the best. Okay, so like I said, we have this tree fluid extractor, and I need them all, I guess, not it. So I got 3 of them. Yeah, that's perfect. So basically what these do, and I should have had those on there, tree fluid extractor. It mentions when you place in front of a log, it will produce liquid latex and it will consume the log. So you could do some growing, some other things. You might worry about like actually, well, we'll probably do that too. I might literally want to automate before this is all said and done, like totally hands off. So basically, you put a log right there and they should, yeah, there we go. They start to suck the latex out of it. I don't know how that works with just a oak tree. Maybe that's real, I don't know. But it starts to break, you can see, and eventually this will disappear. So to make that go back, put that the wrong way. Actually, let's just break this real fast. There's a block I found. I just searched for block placer, and the one I saw that looked the easiest was the cyclic. So this just has a place to put it. I actually built this redstone clock because it kind of said in the description that you might need to place a block in front on a timer or redstone. So I figured I was going to have to give it a pulse with a redstone clock, but in the end you can actually just tell it always push out, right? So if you put wood in there, it's going to just place a piece of wood in anytime it can, and so when these break, this will go away, this will push it in there, we'll be good to go, right? So we can always do, you know, some basic things here with like put the hopper in, put the chest on, put the wood in, that kind of thing. What I was just thinking as I was talking about automation, which you probably could pretty easily do, because I mean, this takes a long time. We could put a, maybe you could even, I don't know. I have to figure out a way to make sure we never got other things in here. But you could, why is this on fire? What is happening? Put the fire out in the house. I'm thinking you just put a hopper bonsai on here, or maybe even on here, and just, oh, I froze. It doesn't like whatever I just did. Okay, don't do that. You could put a hopper bonsai in here, either on top of here or feeding into this hopper, and have it spit oak wood into the block placer, and that would probably produce fast enough that it would stay constantly full. So you never have to fill up with wood. That said, just putting a big bunch of wood in here once every like 14 days or however long it takes is probably also fine. So these are producing the latex, so that is good. The next thing that was difficult was trying to figure out, okay, now how am I going to pull the latex out? And for that, I just went ahead, I went through a couple things trying to figure out, like I made some mechanics or mechanism pipes to see if they would do it, but it wouldn't pull, right? So I couldn't figure out a way to get it to pull out. I also made this well, and that didn't work for what I was trying to do. There are some things, no, wait, I'm jumping to water. So I don't know, instead of trying to find a fancy solution, I was going to go like Ender IO, which I know the conduits there are going to be a little bit functional. I just went with fluid conducts or fluid duct things from thermodynamics. So for those, you just need to make the duct itself, and then the servos are necessary to actually do the extracting. Whoops. There we go. So these are probably empty of latex because all the latex is in here. And then we're gonna have that latex flow into these processors. I didn't do the math to see if these are like 1-to-1, if these need to be like 2-to-1. You can pretty quickly upgrade it, I guess. If you needed like 2 of these for each one of your latex processors, you could just make some more of these and stack them, like make this level, just stack it up one more, and then move it all up. I think we'll be fine. So we'll play around with it and see how much latex we need for this thing to run. And then the last thing this needs, well, it needs power, and then it needs water. So the water solution, the best thing I found was actually this mechanical pump. I was trying to find like an infinite water block. I needed nether quartz for that to work. There is in cyclic something that looks like the old or I think these were conduits before, or I can't remember what these were called, but these look like a different mod that used to be Ender Utilities. I can't remember. My mod memory is fading, but these look like ones that would have worked this way, where you could have put a fluid extraction thing over water and it would pull water out. I don't know if it still does that. Before it needed like some upgrades and things. So I didn't go this way because I wasn't sure if it would work, but this electric pump does work. I think to get it to turn the right way. Yeah, there we go. I probably could create some actual tools that would help me turn blocks around and all that. So we're gonna need power. This is gonna need power, and then these guys are gonna need power. And finally, whoops, to get energy to it, the good old cheaty generator. So this guy is pulling automatically. It's using only 40 RF per tick. I don't know how much energy these guys use. What was that button? I don't know why that J button pops up. Tells it to go. I'm trying to find some place that tells me how much energy. Looks like it's using 30 RF per tick. So that's 30, 30, 30, 90, and that's 40, so 130. So this isn't quite going to keep up by itself, but it should be pretty close, I think. That skeleton's going to give us a hard time. Yeah, so it's got power, it's got water, it's got latex. Yeah, I'm going to go sleep. Okay, let me sleep real fast, and then we'll come back and see if that is doing what it needs to be doing. We might not get to actually setting up the automation. I'm having a hard time at this point thinking how much video time do I have versus how much time did I spend running around in circles trying to figure out all of the pieces I would need to set that up. But I think it's nice at this point. It's pretty condensed. And like I said, the only thing that isn't automated with it would be if you wanted to create an automatic way for the wood to go into the block placer instead of having to fill up. And really, you don't even need to fill these. Like, here, let's just not do this. It's kind of unnecessary. There's lots of space in the block placer, so this seems to take a long time, so we're good. When I'm looking, we're definitely not excess latex. Oh, okay, it's all going into one first. So this is getting all of the latex, or a lot of the latex at least, first. Okay, so I don't know. The proportions there aren't quite perfect. You may only need, I don't know, like one, oh, and maybe that's a way to do it. Let's just take that out. So since I know I can't 100% process here, and we'll just have two latex processors. Oh, that'll be fine. Yeah, good enough. That's a lot of gravel. So gravel's still going. It could be definitely faster, I think. We might expedite that process a little bit. But all right, let's get the inventory cleared up just a little bit. It's gotten to be messy. I should just leave that there. It's not like it's a problem. I probably will. We'll put it back. So that makes the latex. We should be able to take the tiny latex, make the big latex. I'll put it back. Okay. Problems. Yeah, so let's go in here. I think I need to make the big latex out of this. The dry rubber, I guess. And then I think I just need to smelt the rubber. Be nice if there was there probably is an alternative I'm not thinking of to get this plastic. This is, I think, the anticipated way, or like the expected progression with the, specifically with this mod pack, or not the mod pack, but with this mod. I think this is the intended route. I don't see anything else. There's not like an alloy that you can use instead or something. So I think we're good. So we got a little bit of plastic. It looks pretty easy to keep that flowing. So we'll have some plastic, can get into whatever that is. What's that mod called again? Industrial foregoing. So I guess while we're here, let's just go at it. Do I have buckets? I got buckets. Because the real goal of all of this was just to be able to get, I'm sure there's useful things we'll be able to use this stuff for as well going forward. But really all I wanted was, can I put a bucket? Oh, I can, perfect. All I was really looking for is enough to get the stonework factory going, at least one, and then we'll kind of see how it does. What am I missing? I need a crafting table. I can make that. I can make that. I can make one of those. We're on a roll. Pink slime. So I don't know. There's probably like other ways you can and or should get slime. I have a slime acorn. I'll go right here. That'll give me the one slime I need. And I've got like stacks of these. So one thing I did notice you can do when I was thinking before about needing sand or not needing sand, you can actually get sand saplings. So I would say probably the best way to do like a sand into something to grind down into dust or otherwise is going to be hoppers. So I think you go sand, saplings, take their acorns, smelt them, and you'll be good to go. That's my thought. I haven't tested it. Obviously, voila, we got it. Okay, beautiful. I've never used this before. I don't know exactly how it works. I have an idea. At least I have an idea of how I hope it works. Actually, I just put you there, but probably should put you over here where we aren't using as much power. Okay, so here's the interface. This thing is crazy. So we can furnace mode. Okay, stop. Like, just stop. Okay, calm it down. Okay, this thing does a lot. Okay, so it's making cobblestone. Let's just do that first, right? It makes cobblestone. It makes it pretty quick. It's using, well, it's not using any RF per tick. It's pretty quick. Oh, it looks like it's using 40 RF per tick. I wonder if there's ways, I think these are probably upgrade slots, so there's probably ways to make this more efficient. So I'll take a look at those between episodes as well. So we're making cobblestone. I wonder if I can feed it cobblestone. Like if I just have cobblestone. It does look like I can do that. Yeah, I can feed this thing cobblestone, so I don't need it to make cobblestone. Oh, stop again, stop. Okay, so furnace, so I can furnace it into stone. I can craft it, which I don't think does anything, right? Yeah, so crafting it in cobblestone doesn't do anything. I'm curious, does this change? Doesn't look like it changes the energy use, so that's good. Grind mode is inherently going to turn it into gravel, which though makes me wonder, can I just feed this thing gravel? Is that a thing? No, I don't think I can give it gravel. I think these can only come, I'm guessing these can only come out, is my assumption. See if I don't have any in there. Yeah, so I can't. Oh, now it's not letting me. Oh, stop. There. I don't know, it's being weird about feeding cobblestone in, so I don't know if I would want to do that or not. Did it compress that? I don't know what it's doing. Okay. So plus. So we can cook it, we can craft it, we can grind it, we can 3x3 graph, so we can compress with this as well. So if we wanted to get to the end goal of like compressed dust, it would let me do that. This is handy. It doesn't take much energy. It goes pretty fast. Like I said, I'm guessing there's some upgrades I can get. What is this thing again? Foregoing. There's got to be some upgrades somewhere. Range add-on. I think that's like the old, I think it was Mine Factory Reloaded, but where you could have farmers and then you would add to how far they would reach. Leaf shearing, item stacks, item transfers. I don't know, I'll have to play around with that to see if there's a way to speed up the process. It doesn't look like these affect like efficiency or speed, but there might be something I'm missing in there. But either way, okay, that's good. So, I mean, the goal, let's put it now to what we want it to be, is we want it to process here. And if you don't put anything in there, it's going to just do that. So that's good. I like it. It doesn't produce super fast in this context, like where we're wanting to sift this in like mass quantities. This isn't the fastest, I will admit. So I'd be glad to see if there was a way to upgrade it, although it inevitably would take power. So like I said, I'll exploit these. Maybe? Conveyor upgrades. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's making dust. That was the goal, was to make dust. I don't know if I would say that this is easier than just doing it by hand, to be honest. But it can go passively for the most part, especially once we have these, then it's just a matter of power and these, and they just do it. It's super simple block, which I like that. So worst case scenario, you just make 500 of these and go to town, I guess. But okay. And then, like I said, you could condense it. I don't know what happens if you grind it. Oh dear, stop that. Okay, silicone. What do I use that for? Galactic ground. Okay, I don't know. Okay, clicking too many buttons. So, all right, well, that's interesting to me. So there's that. That said, I need to do something with this gravel. Oh yeah, there's not enough power here now, probably, because they're sharing resources. But okay. You know what? I think I'm going to call that for today. I think next episode we'll go definitely Nether. I need to get Nether quartz so I can get some sieving process going to get a whole lot of Nether quartz, or just mine up a bunch of Nether quartz if that's easier. Because I need quartz. That's, I think, limiting my tech options here pretty heavily going forward. And then, yeah, I think we'll set these guys up. I'll probably see, if I feel like we need a large number of these to turn to dust, what I will play with probably offline, just to see. Well, here, let's make an auto hammer real quick and just see how it compares, just in base speed. Or, like I said, we might just do something that makes a bunch of sand, and then I'll just manually smash dust on an occasional basis, and we'll just make our redstone with agricraft. All right, we'll just make some redstone seeds and get it that way. So, all right, well, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna go that way. I'll play around with the hammer a little bit more, see if I can remember what I need to do to get tools into it, and see if it happens to be better, but I don't think it will be. Maybe the heavy hammer would be better, since it can do a couple at once, but no, this isn't too bad. Like, it's stacking up. We got some dust. This would be fine. Like I said, I think we could make 6, 12, I don't know, a number of them. It's better to oversize it and get the thing going through. All it makes us that we need is redstone. So eventually we'll just have too much redstone. So, all right. That is a lot of rambling, a lot of back and forth, a whole lot of video with a lot of dead time that I will be editing all over the place while my Frostpunk characters freeze to death. So that said, hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think about the house. I will definitely try to keep up in the comments a little bit better. I've kind of blanked on comments and everything, so I will take a look at those. And yeah, hopefully it won't be too long until I get a chance to get back in and keep going with the actual progression. And eventually we'll jump back into the quest book. I think it's changed a little bit. Some of my quests got lost in the process of version upgrades and things like that. So we'll do that. But like I said, next episode, a little bit more automation and Nether, I think, for sure. So that said, wherever you go from here, I hope you do have an amazing time, and I appreciate you coming through, and I will see you next time as well. Take it easy.